Alright, today we're going to cover some desk exercises. These are things you can do at your desk while you're at work. Some of the stuff you can do while you're working. The first one's going to be arm circles. And the best way to get set up for arm circles is extend the arms straight out from your sides, but keep the hands and the wrists about shoulder height. What you do is called a golf grip, where you have your thumbs pointed forward. I'm going to pull back as far as you can between the shoulder blades. You should feel some work in the middle of the back, right up the spine. We don't want the wrists lower than the shoulders or higher than the shoulders. We want them even. What I'm going to do is pull behind you as far as you can. Just do small circles forward. As I'm rotating forward, I'm not losing that contraction in my back muscles. I'm keeping my wrist behind me as far as I can as I make small circles. And we want to do these for about 30 seconds. Just keep rotating forward. These muscles in the back, from the mid to upper back all the way up through the bottom of your neck, your trap muscles, typically are tight for a couple different reasons that I'll show you in a moment. We want to do this for about 30 seconds forward, moving in this direction. Then we'll pause. When we pause, we turn the thumbs back. You'll be able to pull back even further when you point the thumbs back, and then just rotate up and back. Okay, another 30 seconds in this direction. I'm just going to guesstimate because I'm not actually timing what we're doing. Again, we don't want the wrists low. We don't want the elbows bent. We want them straight out the whole time as you're rotating back. We want them shoulder height, not higher than the shoulders and not lower. Go ahead and keep moving. We'll do a guesstimate of about another 10 seconds. Call it 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Our hope for that exercise is that it stretches out the chest muscles, because we're typically sitting at a desk all day for about anywhere from 8 to 14 hours, and in the car, rounded out in the back. These muscles are overstretched from here to here. These muscles tend to get tight and to pull you forward. So open up the chest cavity for better oxygen exchange. It's better for the muscles in general, and loosen up these muscles in the back more. It also affects your lower back. Okay, that's the first exercise for the day. The next one, which is one of my clients' favorite, before we get down to business, we do our workouts, is called cats and dogs. The way to get set up is get the knee directly underneath the hip and the wrist directly underneath the shoulder. We'll show you two versions of this. We got a standing version and we got our kneeling version, if you can do this in your cubicle. But you're going to press your stomach up, driving the navel through the spine, dropping the chin towards the chest. Then we're going to press the stomach and navel down, open the chin all the way up. And if you can do this, you'll push your shoulders away from your ears, towards your hips. And we're going to press straight up and down, if you can remember to do that. But the most important thing for this exercise is that you go through a full range of motion, dropping the chin when the stomach and the back come up, opening the chin when the chest and the stomach go down. We're just going back and forth at a slow, even pace, trying to get a full range of motion in each direction. If you have a tight back, you may feel stretching in your back. If your abs are a little tight, you feel some stretching in your abs. We're just going back and forth. We want to do this for about a minute. Just getting the muscles warmed up. The back typically doesn't get the chance to go through a full range of motion like this. We'll set it to 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alright, our next one is called a hip flexor stretch. A hip flexor stretch is because typically we're sitting a lot throughout the course of the day. Like I said, a lot of us are half an hour to an hour commuting to work, and we sit at work all day long. So we're in the car like this, we're sitting all day like this. Not only are we rounded up top, we got these muscles in a contracted position all day, and the glute muscles in the back of the legs are in a stretch position. So in order to balance that out, so we don't have that tightness, that possible imbalance and weakness, we want to stretch the hip out. Two ways to do this. Well, first let me show you guys the standing version of the cat and dog we just did a moment ago. For those of you who may be at a dress or can't get on the floor to do the cats and dogs that we just did a moment ago, you can do this standing. It's like you're clucking like a chicken. Okay? Just back and forth. Once I squat down into it with my feet about hip width apart, once I squat down into it, I want my hips back, and I'm just arching my back, opening my chin up, taking my chin towards my chest, and rounding it out back and forth. Okay, so that's your standing version for the cats and dogs we just did a moment ago. Now we're going to go to a kneeling version on the floor for the hip flexor stretch. I start off with